Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Monday Kick in the Pants. Angela Fallon here, also known as your lifestyle leader, bringing you a gentle push each week to help you level up in your life, fill you with a boost of Monday motivation and tips to accelerate your success in 10 minutes or less. Happy to be back with you all this week. As you remember, last week we talked about worthiness, just because it was something that was on my heart, and I feel like I've heard it a lot lately, and talking to some of my students, some of my clients about where they feel that they are and feel like they're kind of at like a barrier that they can't get past. They can't level up to that next place. And a lot of that is heart work. A lot of it's mind work. It's all internal. That worthiness feeling is inner work that has to be done. The tool I've used for this in the past for myself is affirmations. A lot of people do different things, whether they journal affirmations, whether they speak them over themselves. There's a I hate to call it a format, but again, a tool that I've used in the past with some of my clients. And actually, I had a coach use it with me, and it's called the mirror technique. And it's when you get up in the morning and before you judge yourself or even think about anything for your day, go stand in the mirror in your bathroom, in your bedroom, whatever, and write down the first 5 to 10 things that you say in your head. We say we think about 60,000 thoughts a day, and about 80% of them are on repeat, believe it or not. So 80% of what you thought about yesterday, you'll think about again today. And whether it's how you view yourself, how you view others, how you view your life, how you view your circumstances, 80% are on repeat. That means you've been thinking the same thing and nothing new for a very long time. And if you feel like you've been stuck in a rut or a place where you can't get past where you're currently at, you can't grow past where you're at, it's because you're thinking the old stinking thinking, as my friend Sherry Jennings would say. You have to reprogram yourself. And the tool of affirmations is actually reinforcing truths that you already know about yourself but maybe forgot. Or you've covered them up with negative thoughts that probably aren't true. It's just something that you heard someone else say about you and you started thinking it yourself. And these, I would say, negative thoughts about yourself are probably something that you've been carrying with you for a very long time. And maybe it's something that you should consider looking at it, maybe metaphorically, even visually, as baggage that you need to put down and not pick up again. I know this is probably hard to hear. Just like I said, the worthiness one last week was something probably hard to hear. But if you are in a constant yo yo with, say, your fitness goals or your eating habits, that could be because you have not dropped that old baggage of some view of yourself or your life that you can't let go of. Again, I know this is hard to hear, but that gentle love, this kick in the pants you get on Mondays can help you let go of limits you have in your mind, in your heart. And if you ever read the book Big Leap, it's that invisible glass ceiling above you that, quite honestly, you probably put there in place, or you've allowed it. Maybe you didn't put it there, but you've allowed it to form. So it's time to let go of it. And it's time to start saying either to yourself or writing it down. Some people are more visual, some people are audible, so they need to hear it. And so you need to say these things over yourself. You need to write down affirmations. Sometimes journaling, you actually get two benefits from it. You get the benefit of putting pen to paper and writing it and then reading it again. You may actually read it twice as you write it. And so it just completely reinforces it over and over again. But like I said just a second ago, that affirmations are reinforcing truths you already know about yourself, but maybe you forgot them, or you've replaced them with someone else's thoughts, someone else's truth about you that maybe not actually be true. In fact, just a couple days ago, a friend of mine said that she's struggling with some things in her life. And I said, "Girl, you've got this. You're so strong." And she said, "Thank you for affirming that. I needed to hear that." She knows she's strong. She needed to hear it again. Maybe she should be saying she's strong every day when she looks in the mirror. So one example of how to do this is, a lot of women see themselves in a certain way, and their partners may see them in a very different way. Luckily, I also have a very supportive partner who sees me probably a lot better than I see myself in the mirror. A lot of women, especially some of us that have had kids, or former athletes that may not be athletes any longer, and we don't like what we see when we get out of the shower and look in the mirror. Well, we may see ourselves and we look in the mirror and go, ugh. Your spouse, your partner, whatever may say, hello, gorgeous. And as it may be annoying from time to time, it's nice to have that view of yourself. And maybe it's time to flip your own view in your head. So every time you walk to the mirror, you need to start saying, hello, gorgeous. And it may feel funny at first, but after about 2 weeks of doing it, you're going to start believing it. You're going to walk with your shoulders higher, your chin higher, and people are going to see the confidence in you. And it's a change just by saying something different when you look in the mirror. Believe it or not. That is the beauty and the strength of having affirmations. Another thing may be like stage fright. Some people hate presenting in front of a crowd, whether you know the people or not. Some people prefer not knowing people. Some people prefer knowing people. You may hate it. And if you do, instead of freaking out before you walk up to a podium, you need to start telling yourself days in advance, I'm a motivational speaker. My words inspire others. Do you see how all you have to do is say something different? And it's not any different than the person you are. It's not standing in the mirror being a fraud. It's actually reinforcing what you already know. I know that I can be a great motivational speaker, but there's also times, and it's usually when I have like severe jet lag or I have something else going on in my life that I'm exhausted, that I actually sometimes get stage fright, believe it or not. I had an incident about 1.5 years ago where I had to brief a brand new customer in front of brand new management, and I had a complete panic attack right before I had to go speak. Yeah, and it happens to all of us. And since then, I've had to like rebuild myself up. I'm like, don't have that another episode again. So that one episode flipped the script in my head back to you stink at speaking. I know I don't stink at speaking. People tell me all the time that these videos weekly move them. Even if they don't make a comment below, they'll say, I watch your Monday Kick in the Pants every week. And even if I miss it live, I catch it later that day. It's amazing how people don't even know the impact they're making sometimes. And they have this totally different picture of themselves in their heads. And maybe that's you with your own worthiness of, I'm never going to make it to the next level in my business. I'm never going to make it an executive in my company. And that's all false, written in your head. A person that I follow on Instagram, she talks about how there is no book written in heaven that says Angela Fallon will never be an executive in her company. That is a limiting belief you put in your head. Or who else, right? You may have some similar thought. So you have to flip your script. In order to do that, you have to speak over you the real truth about you. Not this fear that you have instilled inside, or maybe you've allowed someone to instill inside of your head, inside of your heart. You have to speak the real truth over you. What you already know about yourself and have either forgotten it or letting someone else rewrite a script on top of their truth with you. You have to speak it over yourself. And a pro tip, this works on kids too. If you feel like you have a child that's struggling to see the value in themselves, you need to start speaking their value over them daily, multiple times daily. It's one of the biggest things I'm concerned about my kids. I want to give them feedback because I'm their parent and I want them to know where they can improve, but I also don't want to tear down their spirit. I want them to know that they're valued. And I try to tell them that daily. I'm not perfect. It doesn't happen daily, but I try to because it's important for them. Just like it's important for us as big kids. We're just big kids. You know, we call ourselves adults, but we're just big kids. So think about flipping your script. If there's a few things that you feel like are holding you back, you need to write a couple of affirmations down and either repeat them by journaling, either in the morning or in the afternoon or both. maybe before you go to bed. Write them down on, say, a piece of paper and read them to yourself in the morning whenever you look in the mirror. That's your homework for this week. What affirmations do you need to start speaking over yourself or writing down to reaffirm them? Maybe there's only 2 or 3 you need. Maybe you have 5 or 7. I wouldn't go 50. I would definitely do 10 or less. Speak them over yourselves, rewrite them. You have to start ingraining them back to remind yourself of who you are. I'm not saying you're creating yourself to be someone different. Remind yourself of who you are on the inside and not that other fear that you've let creep in. And your worthiness will come back. I promise. You may be surprised what levels you will reach when you start reaffirming your true worthiness, because everyone's worthy, especially of the dreams and desires you have in your heart. I don't think they were created out of nothing. I think they were instilled in you for a reason. And the world needs you to go use what's inside of you, not fear and be less than, because that's helping no one. It's not helping you, and it's not helping the world to go fulfill your purpose of who you were brought to be in this world. You have to remember that. So if you need help with some of these affirmations, message me. I'd be more than happy to help you spitball what wording you need to say to yourself every morning. I'd be more than happy to do that. So message me, and I'd be more than happy to help. Whether it's on any of the platforms that we're here on, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, message me. It's fine. Put a comment below, and I will reach back out to you. A couple of announcements for you all. We are having a November masterclass. It is not kicking off until a little over 2 weeks from now. It's going to be about middle of the week. Hey, Bob. Nice. Thanks for the message. Think about, our November masterclass is going to be about 2 weeks from now. It's going to start in the middle of the week. It's going to be fairly short. Y'all, I'm not going to do 5-7 day ones anymore. They're going to be about 3. So it's probably going to be Tuesday. I say probably, it is Tuesday. I believe that's the 8th of November through the 10th. And we will announce tomorrow what the masterclass is all about. We will put post on all of our accounts here. And don't forget that Pocket Coaching, our tech service that we do, will be starting up again next Friday. We're starting up again in November. We took October off as a break, and our team is preparing to have Pocket Coaching for you all. Get that little nugget of motivation at the end of the week in your text message inbox, in your messages for all of you. And we hope that's encouraging for you all. It's just one more service that we love to provide for you all. Okay. And I guess I can run that banner real quick. Oh, shalom, Amy. I guess you're still in Israel. Love to see you all in here. So that's what I have for you all. I hope you get out there and crush your goals this week, but I really want you also to think about where you're feeling unworthy and what affirmations you need to start speaking over yourself. All right. I hope you guys have a great Monday and a great week. Get out there and crush your goals.